Hey, what up, everyone? I'm Sinnycool, and this is EverQuest Project 1999. And today we are on the green server on the level 60 Necromancer, but we are just doing some errands before we head to Nagefens Lair for the first time. So I'll probably put it in 2x speed. I don't like scrubbing ahead. I've been just recording our duo sessions, and it's just I've got on the game and I fired up the recording. So at the moment, Cinny is running, I think, some items um to Nagefens Lair for Thuggish. Right here. I'm showing it on the screen. So the Cloak of Crystalline Waters and the Crystal Chitin Gauntlets are what I'm bringing to him. So now he has Narandi's Lance and the Cloak of Crystalline Waters. Shout out to, forget your name again, bro, but I shouted you out before already. And this will be the first time you see me using the Cloak of Crystalline Waters, I think, maybe. You know, some stuff's been out of order lately. But, this was our first time in Nagefens Lair. Tell me if I'm going the wrong way here, by the way. My Necro started in Nariak, started in Nectalis, and I still don't know the fastest way to Lava Storm or Nariak. Starting to figure it out, though. Kind of use the path, usually. Go to the bridge. I used to go to the bridge and then go over the water and then go to the right and go along the wall, and then it would go past the wizard spires, and then that was kind of fast. But I think going to the left side's like the worst thing you can do, and that's what I'm doing right now. But it is what it is. Dude, I was just cracking up because I was trying to think of a name for our duo. You guys put yours in the comments. So it's a big, fat, ugly tank and a little, tiny, hairy healer. You know what I mean? So I think I'm gonna go with Big Boy and Beard Baby. Because it's all bees. I don't know. It's cracking me up, dude. I've been laughing for a minute. Sometimes I think of the dumbest stuff and then it just cracks me up. And I don't know. I crack myself up sometimes, y'all. And it's probably not even funny to anybody else. But I laugh at weird stuff. And stuff like that to me is funny. I just picture the Beard Baby part. It's kind of the funniest part. But Big Boy and Beard Baby. And then the other one's the fat and the furious. So I don't know. Let me know which one you guys like. I'm more keen to the Big Boy and the Beard Baby one, but yeah. So just trying to come up with a little name because one's big and fat in the tank and ugly, and the other one is little and the healer and hairy. And I don't know, trying to think of a name of it after all this time. And probably the worst time for me to come up with a name because I think Trey's going to start concentrating more on other characters now. In IRL, he got his cleric to level 56, which congratulations, that's awesome. Shout out to Delmar, aka Trey, for getting his cleric to 56. That means 96% res now. So if I need a res, I can just call on him, get 96% res whenever he dies. He can just res himself. So it's freaking sick. And he's like, dude, could you imagine that? I got the coolest friend. He's got a druid that's 57 or something. He'll probably correct me and say he's like 58. I don't know. I don't keep track. I think his druid is like 57 and can teleport all over the place. And then he's got a cleric that's 56 that can 96% res. Here I am with a necro and a shadow knight that can't do anything. I guess I can res, but I'm just not. I need an essence emerald. So if anybody wants to help me with that, I don't really even know. I've never done it before. So I just figured out how to summon corpse, pretty much. And I'm still not doing that very good. I get to carry a big-ass coffin. It costs like 200-something plat just to summon your corpse. But I did end up taking Senny back to the bank, grabbing a coffin, parking him outside of Nagy's Lair. Because if you've never been to Nagy's Lair before, you can't... The corpse retrievals are kind of hard. So, there's too much stuff that sees invisible in there. Like I've said before, everything sees invisible. That's not technically true. But enough stuff sees invisible that it's hard to go from point A to point B without... Can't see it. You can't do Invis vs Undead. You can't do just gather shadows or anything like that, you're going to get seen and you're going to, you're going to die. So you pretty much have to fight your way through Nagefens Lair, which I kind of like. It's similar to Tower of Frozen Shadow, where you have to get keys to go to the next floor. So it like cuts out all the riffraff and the noobs, and there's like nobody power leveling there or anything like that, which has been a big problem lately. I know I've been talking about it a lot, but it was THJ for a while, and now it's like all the noobs. Not noobs, but you know what I mean when I say these things. You know what I'm trying to say. When I say twink, when I say noob, you know what I mean. And it's a lot. It's happening. There's a bunch of people on the game, like 100 people, like on the game right now that don't know what they're doing. If there's 500 people on the game, 20% of them or 25% of them are just don't know what they're doing and just don't care right now. It's crazy. It's worse than ever. It's always been a little bit, but you'd run into like a weirdo every once in a while back, a couple years ago. Now you're going to run into a weirdo like every day, like every other day, something like that. Like I had another situation in East Freeport. Another person just taking all my guards without asking. And like I get it if you roll up on a camp and like there's some stuff up, you assume. Like that's the problem though. Too many people are assuming lately. Like I said in my ranty camp etiquette video, like when you come into a zone, do a backslash and then like connect the dots a little bit and think, okay, maybe somebody's camping this. Like whether the stuff is up or not, like you're a jerk if that's what you think. If you think, oh, it's up right now, so I gotta kill it right now. Like I'm not gonna ask this person what they're doing. Check out my Cloak of the Maelstrom. What do you guys think of that? I think it's pretty sick, but I mean, let's look at the stats I'm losing. All right, so I gained the Cloak of Crystalline Waters, which I think is a total upgrade, and I'm not complaining or anything. Like the haste has been nice. It's like 36%. It's the highest. The Cloak of Crystalline Waters. Correct me if I'm wrong, because I'm not always right. I'm not a freaking encyclopedia of EverQuest. I'm just decent. I think it's the highest amount of haste you can get outside of like going on a raid or like a no drop type of deal. Like the highest amount of haste you can buy from the tunnel. Like I now have it. So the Cloak of Crystalline Waters is even if it's not the most expensive item, it's because there might be like the Spine Seahorse belt or something like that, but this thing has the highest percentage of haste of anything you can buy in the tunnel. Pretty sure. Correct me if I'm wrong. Maybe there's one item that is crazy from a dragon that you're going to mention, but that's realistic that you're going to buy from the tunnel that has, 36% haste. If you go to the wiki and you look it up, it's like on the top. So we got 9 dex, 9 agility, 50 mana, and 36% haste, which is all things I needed. I need dex to proc my Vampiric Embrace or my Boiling Blood on my Narandi's Lance. I need agility because I felt like I had my agility was a little low, and I was like, probably wasn't low enough to do anything, but it just felt like I needed a little bit more. That way I'm not getting hit as much. And then my mana has always been a problem, and I can't wait to get the crown of the Flowing Thought crown. Like that's my next target. I was always thinking like Fungi Tunic, but now I'm thinking more like I want the crown or whatever for the Flowing Thought because my mana is so ass. It's crazy. It's like buns. And yeah, that's like everything I needed right there. But what I'm actually losing a dex. I'm losing a little bit of stamina, intelligence, and HP. So I think basically I lost 3 strength, 1 dex, and then like a little bit of HP, maybe 60 HP. But I traded that for mana. But I lost 5 intelligence worth of mana, whatever that is. So anyway, it's the haste that really makes it. And I could sell this Cloak of the Maelstrom now. Which I forget how much this was, but it was kind of expensive, if I recall correctly. Then my gloves were the silver chitin hand wraps, which were pretty much nothing but haste, right? Maybe like a little AC. So I got a big upgrade on my gloves, and I got a big haste upgrade on my cloak. So now he already had the gloves, so now I have to log back on Sinny, give him his gloves back, because he had to give me his gloves, so that's what we're doing. That's why it's still in 2x speed. We're not to Nagefens Lair yet, but we're on our way, and I don't like scrubbing through, because I can use this as a thumbnail, I can use something else as a thumbnail, but I want to show y'all my first time in Nagefens Lair. It's also Delmar's. Like, when I say first time, I just mean first time for Thuggish, first time for P99. Like, I don't remember if I went to Nagefens Lair back in the day. Kind of think I might have, because... And if I might have, like, gone on a raid and done the dragon like once maybe, and maybe fought there a couple times on either my enchanter or my warrior or whatever. But you know, as far as I can recall and remember, this is my first time going to Nagefens Lair. Which they call, is it Soul B? Solus B or something like that? Guess we're gonna see. Also owed him some platinum. When we duo, I'll loot everything because I have lots of bag space and I have lots of strength. And he has like no bag space and no strength. So I'll loot everything and then unless it's like a situation where there's only good vendors nearby or something like that, then, you know, we probably have to do something else. But normally I'll loot everything, I'll sell, and then I'll split with him. Or if we don't have time to split, I'll just give it to him later. And yeah, so I was giving him some plat from like, I forget, it was like Lower Guck or something. It wasn't that good. I think it was the Lord, the Ghoul Lord, which I put out recently. So we're done with the Ghoul Lord stuff. Ghoul Lord Part 1, Ghoul Lord Part 2, if you haven't seen that, was pretty exciting. I know, like, the thought of the Ghoul Lord and the Short Sword of Yakesha and like, that's not that exciting, and Lower Guck and all that, but it's like the breaking in as Big Boy and Beard Baby. It was hard. It was like a challenge. I was dying, like feigning death, like lolling, pacifying, getting blown up into the rafters, getting stuck behind the throne. There's all kinds of cool stuff. So yeah, we're watching Thuggish go to Nagefens Lair for the first time. He doesn't even know where it's at. Like we're going there, and I gotta find it. So we got this volcano. I think I'll turn it back to 1 times now that we're running up to the spot. We see this giant volcano. I know this is like, I think this is where it is. And I see a little doorway there. I definitely looked into it a little bit, so I know which, like, that's the entrance right there. So luckily, I went straight to it pretty much. But the big problem for this session was I did not have shrink pots. And yeah, you don't want to be going to Nagefens Lair as an ogre or a troll unless you have a shrink pot or like a shaman with you or something like that. It was hell. Like, I was ducking 50% of the time. I should have asked this guy for a shrink, maybe. But I didn't know at the time. I thought it would be big enough. I just didn't know. I think somebody said something a long time ago about, like, you better get a shrink if you're going to go to Nagefens Lair, and I just didn't know. Or I forgot. I said 2 fatties. But yeah, that would be my advice, like, now that I've done it a few times, is, you know, remember if you're a troll or an ogre, you're really, or even maybe even a barbarian, like, you might want to come there with some shrink pots. Ooh, they have Narandi's Lance right there, dude. What is that, like a paladin or something? They got Narandi's Lance, too. I can tell. That's what it looks like. Kind of actually matches my puke ugly fit that I have. That's why you guys don't want to see. That's why we might as well be in first person, because, like, my character looks like crap. I just, you know, I'm all function, no fashion, usually. I got, like, green boots, a green hat, a mesh top with my nipples showing, and, like, a wiener drew on it. And then I got, like, no pants on, pretty much. I got oiled greaves, which really don't show up. It looks like a diaper. Like, my ogre is so ugly. He's probably the ugliest character I've ever had. Which is kind of the point. You know what I mean? Like, if you're going to be a big old ogre, you might as well be ugly. But one of these days, I've been to the tunnel before and put on my gnome skin. Look pretty fly. But, yeah, right? I've been looking pretty ugly. But the Narandi's Lance upgraded me a little bit. Kind of actually matches my weird fit. Like, it's white and black and green. And that's kind of like what I'm rocking right now. But I kind of want some new pants. That way I can actually have some pants instead of just wearing a diaper around. Like, that'd probably be the biggest... You know how it goes, like, with your breastplate and your pants? Like, that's the stuff that's going to show the most. You know, you could have a helmet, maybe. But, you know, it's the breastplate. It's the biggest. And it's, like, the main part of your fit. And then the pants are second. And then maybe, like, your... It depends on if your helm shows or not. And then, like, your boots and your arms and your gloves. Like, the things that show. Like, the bigger it is, the more it matters, kind of. And, like, I have no pants. I just have a diaper. And then my chest piece is the ceremonial Ixar chest piece. And it looks like that guy right there, kind of, but way worse. That troll. So we're setting up. We have no idea what we're doing. This is the entrance. At least we came into the right entrance, I think. Like, this is the main entrance. If you come from Lava Storm, you'll start here. Like, this is the front entrance, I would guess I'd call it, because there's many different zone lines in here. And most of them go to the others, like Soul A. Like, this is Soul B. All the other zone lines go to Soul A. Which isn't a big deal. It's a lower level dungeon, but it's harder than going out to Lava Storm. Like, you have to go through a whole nother dungeon. But what else was the other thing I was going to say? So make sure you bring shrink pots, and then you can't invis through, you can't, none of that. So you're going to have to fight your way through. Which really, it's cool to me because there's so many people getting power leveled right now, and same thing as the other thing. Like, that's always been a thing, but it seems like it's crazy right now. It's like out of control. Like, we're getting level 50s that don't know what they're doing because they got power leveled. And somebody said in the comments, like, you can get to level 60 pretty quick, like, getting power leveled. Like, you just get a bard or a druid or somebody like kiting, and I don't know. Anyway, I don't even know how to power level because I never want to do it. I've never done it. The closest I've ever came is, like, let's say you're in Crushbone and there's a group at the wall, and there's a higher level person helping this group at the wall, and, like, you join that group, and now there's, like, somebody pulling stuff for you, and then you kill it, and they kind of tank for you or something. That's the closest I've ever been, and that's because, like, I had no other choice. There was really nothing else going on. I couldn't solo. That's the only group going on. It's like, it's kind of nice, but I don't want to, like, level like that. I would rather, like, do it myself. I love soloing. That's, like, my freaking favorite. Duoing with a constant duo like Trey, that's, like, my second favorite. And then after that, man, I guess a trio would be my third favorite. A full group somewhere is cool, but, you know, sometimes you get carried. I don't like getting carried. You're going to see I have this video recorded. And it was kind of fun to do something like this for a change. Like, I like it every once in a while, but I have this. It'll probably be the next video, actually. Unless I decide to break these up a little bit. But in this one, there might be like 3 Nagefens Lair videos. So we got our first experience here, which is going to be mostly the kobolds. We got part 2 of this same footage, which is going to be bats and bugs, our first experience with them. And then the second time we did bats and bugs, I already told you guys about, where the Imp Protector came and we, like, died and stuff. And then I didn't record that, though. And then I have a third thing recorded where we do lava duck crawlers with this crazy monk. So we have a trio. So it's Delmar, 55 cleric or so, me, 54, 55 Shadow Knight, and then a 52 monk who just has the best stuff. It's crazy. He was soloing. And, like, I pretty much said, hey, bro, can you show me the lava duck crawlers? Because, like, we were there first, or he was actually there, and then he somehow, like, he left for some reason, and it opened up, and then we were about to do it. Anyway, it's all on video, but turns out, like, we end up joining up with him, and then I didn't know he was, like, that OP until we were, like, in the group with him. And then he's got the beads, the Holgrish whatever beads that are, like, 8 billion plat. So I didn't even, like, inspect them, but I was like, he pretty much said it was a project character that he's been working up, you know, getting all the stuff for, and now he's level 52, and he has all the best stuff in the game on this character. But I didn't know that when we joined up with them. I mean, I figured he was good if he was soloing, but I didn't know how hard the lava duck crawlers were either, so. But once we joined up with them, I was like, jeez. And I was still doing pretty good. I was able to hold aggro off them and be a tank, at least most of the time. But I was learning how to do snap aggro a little bit. Because that's, you know, the downside for me, like, soloing all the time and duoing all the time is, like, I don't get much practice in, like, a full group and, like, keeping aggro on myself and taunting and being the tank and pulling and all that. I get a lot of practice pulling, I guess, but more in a duo type of environment and less in, like, a big group sitting somewhere and you pull to them. Sorry, my voice is kind of crazy today, but I guess the front, just the entrance, we know we can't just invis up and go wherever we want. We can either go straight, we can go left, we can go right. I saw everybody else going straight, so I'm kind of looking at the map in the background. It's not on the screen or anything, but I got it up in the background. I'm like, I think we're going to go left to start with. And that is mostly the lowest level way. If you come to, in my experience so far, like, if you go left, that's the kobolds. They're the lowest level things in the zone. We're just checking it out. We're looking around. We don't know what we're doing. But you can either go straight, left, or right. Straight is towards, like, bats and bugs and LDC and even, like, a Freedy. To the right is more towards, like, there's a little bit of kobolds over there, but it quickly goes to bats and bugs, and then I think LDC, and then a Freedy. Left is, like, all kobolds, all lower level. But if you keep going that way, eventually you'll make it to, like, bats, bugs. But the left side is definitely the lowest level side, and we were still getting experience here and there from the Soul Assess kobolds and stuff, but like half would give us experience, half wouldn't. Most of them were green. There's some names over here though, so I want to show y'all. I don't know if you've ever seen. If you've never been to Nagefens Lair, here you go. We explore pretty good. But we decided to go left, and I'm kind of looking at the map. And what I'm really looking for is the zone line. Because when I was reading about Nagefens Lair, first of all, it's like you can't go, you can't do invis, you got to fight your way through. So my thought was, well, let's hang out by a zone line then, and I'll pull to a zone line. So we never been here before. Like, that's usually what I try to do, is pull to a zone line until we learn the zone a little bit. That way we can just zone it out if something happens. You could turn a corner and there's like 3 things standing there, and now you're screwed. So it's always nice if you can zone it. But fighting a Soul Assess Kobold, I think this one does give us experience. At the current moment, I'm using Ebon Mace, I think. Ebon Mace and my shield. Clay Guardian shield. I do have the cloak on and my new gloves on. My gloves actually kind of matched my stupid, ugly outfit better than my old gloves. My old gloves were like, the silver kite and hand wraps were like nothing. Just like my pants, like invisible. So now I actually have something on my hands, and it kind of matches my arms. Like a weird fit, dude. I'm changing to the Reaver now. This will be the last time you see me using the Reaver. So overall, like, rating on the Reaver, like review on the Reaver, it's not as good as I thought it would be, but it's not that bad either. It's decent. If you can get it pretty early, I think it would be great. If you get it as like a twink item, maybe. It probably wouldn't be bad. It'd probably be, like, I got it in my 40s, and like, I was in the Tower of Frozen Shadow when I got it, and it's like all magical creatures there, and you can't use it against magical creatures. That's like the biggest downfall of it, is it's not magical. So when you fight like certain enemies, you can't use it. Like, it doesn't work in Lower Guck, it doesn't work in Tower of Frozen Shadow. Like, it's kind of annoying. Alright, we got 2 on us here. And we're just rooting, locking them down, killing one at a time. Gotten pretty good at this. We are killing the harder one, but I was already fighting it, so it's one of those situations where I didn't really choose which one I was fighting, I don't think. And even if I did, I didn't know at the time which one was higher level or not. But the Soul Assess one is higher level, the Greater Kobold is lower level. Looks like we're doing okay. I got about half health, 40% health. I got 50% mana. We're pretty close to the zone line still. Kind of just turned a corner and got a couple on us after killing like 1 or 2. I forget what this area is called. It's like, there's the window area. I should look it up, but yeah, maybe I'll get it up on my phone. But yeah, my character has like a green hat and green boots, and they kind of match. And then he has like gloves and arms that kind of match. And then other than that, his lance kind of matches. But everything else is ugly. Like, the biggest pieces are so ugly. And then I don't like the green hat or the green boots. Like, if I was going to be green, I'd want my whole fit to be green, not just a couple pieces. But that's kind of the thing. I'm a big ugly ogre with doesn't have no style, function over fashion, and his function isn't even that great. It's like if you're gonna look ugly as hell, you hope that your gear is like OP, but not really. I mean, it's getting there. I feel like I've done, with the advice of the comments, like I've gotten better for sure. Like now that I have Narandi's Lance and Cloak of Crystalline Waters and the new gloves, and I got to level 55. You know what's really cool about the Narandi's Lance is it has boiling blood on it, so you don't have to cast it anymore. It kind of saved me mana. Now I can't like count on it. Like if I I used to cast boiling blood at like the beginning of every fight because it was like my best dot. Not every fight, you know what I mean. But if it was a tough fight, I would cast boiling blood first because it's my best dot. And now I just don't cast it because I'm hoping my lance does it. But I guess it could happen like halfway through the fight instead of the beginning of the fight. But I don't know. Right now, that's what I'm doing. I don't cast I leave boiling blood totally off my bar, and I just hope that my lance does it instead. Just been helpful. All right, so here we go. We got 2 different ways to go. I choose the right way. It's so annoying to be ducking down and crap. Right now I have so, but once so drops, it's even worse. All right, we got the Crusher Trap. We're actually at the Crusher Trap. This is where you want to go. You kind of want to go through the Crusher Trap. If you want to go to the cool spots, you got to come to this Crusher Trap and go through it. Doesn't really hurt you, I don't think. Like, I think it does, but not very much. Like, doesn't really matter. I think if you just, if you, stand under it and let it smash you 800 freaking times, like, you could probably get hurt. But if you just go through it, it's not that bad. I don't know if I'm going the right way, though. I might have went backwards through the Crusher Trap there. This still looks like the kobolds, but that's mostly what we're doing today. First look at Nagefens Lair. We're lost. We're looking around. We're on the weaker side, on the kobold side. When next time, it'll be bats and bugs, and then the time after that will be lava duck crawlers with the crazy monk. So today it's Big Boy and Beard Baby in Nagefens Lair for the first time. I like all these, I like the carpets and the wall paintings. If you guys never been here before, it's pretty cool. I've done it now, I would say 3 or 4 times, I guess. So it was this time, and then we did bats and bugs again, and then we did... It's been at least 3 times, but maybe 4. I think we did bats and bugs twice, and we did this once, and then we did lava duck crawlers once. So, but this was part of the first bats and bugs time, so I don't know. 3 or 4 times we've been here. And I wouldn't say it's a place I'm gonna want to hang out and do every day, because you can't solo here, and that's my thing. I love soloing, and you can't solo here for real. Because if you try to solo first of all, like I've said 500 times, you can't viz. Second of all, I'd have to use a shrink pot. Third of all, the kobolds are green. Fourth of all, the next thing up would be bats and bugs. The bats stun for ever. So if you try to solo them, you're just going to be stunned half the time. They're probably going to kill you, even though you should be able to beat them. They're blue. But it doesn't matter if you're stunned the whole time. And then, if you try to fight the bugs, they poison the crap out of you. Which is, okay, but still, it's annoying. So on top of everything else, you're going to, come here just to fight some bugs that are near the bats, that are near the... Then the lava duck crawlers, too. They, poison the crap out of you. But it's mostly the bats that are annoying. Then, if you're going through these areas, let's say you try to do bats and bugs or lava duck crawlers. There's named spiders and stuff. There's this stone spider that just stuns you forever, bro. It's so long. I was just going in circles for 5 minutes. Luckily, I was in a trio, so it didn't matter as much. Then there's this bright green... I think it was the noxious spider. So you got the stone spider and then the noxious spider, maybe. This is bright green one, and he just poisons the crap out of you, and It's pretty tough. I don't know where the heck. You don't really see. The only person I saw soloing here was either that monk who was crazy, like had the 800 million plat beads, or a higher level, like level 60, level 59, like doing a freedie or something. Other than that, people aren't just coming here to solo for experience. But it's fun to duo here because and there's less people here too, which is cool. So there's pros and cons. The loot was like pretty good, especially for the kobolds, but otherwise it was pretty bad actually. Because like if you fight lava duck crawlers and spiders and stuff, you're just getting silk. Spider silk and like nothing else. You fight like bats and bugs, you just get like wings and... So yeah, the loot is actually kind of crappy. I don't know, man. I don't know how I feel about it. It was a new place to go, a new place to explore, a new challenge, a new place to see, you know what I mean? But am I going to hang out in Nagefens Lair until I'm level 60? Nah. Do I want a duo here maybe one more time? Maybe. I think I've pretty much seen everything I want to see, though. Freedie would be cool to see, but I think it might be too hard for the duo. We could try. I mean, I'll look into it. That'd be the last thing I would do, you know what I mean? If I could bring like a full group here, maybe, or if I could do a freedie. Otherwise, I've already seen everything I want to see as a duo, kind of. A good challenge would be if me and Trey to duo the lava duck crawlers, since we did do that a little. We had the monk with us. Anyway, it's going to be on a video. I keep trying to tell you about a future video in this video. But we do end up duoing the lava duck crawlers a little bit after he leaves. So we've already kind of experienced everything here that we're able to experience. And it would just be like doing it again. Experience was okay. It doesn't have like a high zim or anything. I guess the coolest part about it is just like the fact that not that many people are here. It's solid like 5 to 7 people here usually. In Lower Guck, there's been up to like 20-something freaking people there lately. Like everybody's in Lower Guck right now. It's nuts. I'm glad that I got everything out of my system in Lower Guck before it got too crazy. But right now, literally, I'm level 55. I'm kind of hanging on to it by a thread. But I am 55. I am using Narandi's Lance, Cloak of Crystalline Waters, and I got new spells. I got a new like life tap. I got a bobbing corpse, so now I can levitate whenever I want, and underwater breathing and stuff like that, which is cool. I think I got a new undead nuke I haven't got to use yet. But what I did, I was in Eastern Freeport for a little bit longer, killing Horizon. He greened out on me when I turned 55. So that's some good information for y'all. Like, I think he did. Yeah. Yeah. He greened out on me. So Horizon finally greened out on me at 55. So he's blue all the way up to 55 to 54. Just for reference. But I still get experience. Still, it's not that bad. So I was there doing East Freeport guards, and what I was doing was I was fighting Horizon, Goman, the other one, and I was getting my piercing up on my Narandi's Lance because I didn't have any piercing. So I had to go to the trainer, and I trained piercing up quite a bit. Like I trained it up to like, can't remember, like 45 to 75, something like that. And then I started using it somewhere. I think here with the monk. So that was a cool place to start using it because he was awesome. So I scaled it up a little bit here in Nagefens Lair in our 3rd session here. And then after all that, most recently I was in Eastern Freeport. He did green out, but he was still like skilling me up on the piercing. So I figured, hey, I might as well get my buffer and skill up my piercing a little bit while I wait for the boat, because I was like, I'm going to go to Butcher Block, and I'm either going to fight Dwarf Guards, Wood Elf Guards, High Elf Guards, Gnome Guards, something like that. I want to go kill some guards now. I gotta hankering to kill some guards. We got a greater Kobold Shaman here. They kind of heal through walls and stuff. You got to be careful with that. I don't know that anybody really comes here to do the kobolds, though. I'm all ducking and crap. You know when you're ducking, you can't auto-attack or cast spells, so... You know, like if you're casting a spell, you duck down to cancel it? I'm not even auto-attacking right now. Good job. Good job, dude. Come on, bro. There you go. Put back on the Ebon Mace for some reason. Thought I brought out the Reaver. I've been switching back and forth. Yeah, this is going to also have a part 1 and a part 2. Part 1 is going to be the kobolds and us looking around for the first time. Part 2 will be bats and bugs. We're really just looking for the zone line, and there's a couple names over here, like the Kobold Priest and the Kobold Champion, and we do fight one of those. Got a claw shirt, baby. Come on. Kind of just looking around, exploring. Sucks that I'm ducking and moving so slowly. I did buy some shrink pots, though, after this. I was so annoyed by this that I went to the tunnel and bought shrink pots immediately. Probably need to buy another stack, because I bought like an incomplete stack of like 8, and I've already used up at least 3 or 4 of them. Alright, this is the window room. If you look at the map, that's where we're at right now. So if you're curious, if you're like really interested in Nagefens Lair, and you're wondering why I'm not talking more about like where we're at and what we're doing, well, this is the window room. I can bring it up on my phone, maybe. We're kind of like going around in a circle. Went to the Crusher Trap, the zone line, the window room. I've been going back and forth through there, that area. Anyway, back to my story about what I'm doing right now. So I did Eastern Freeport Guards for a little bit at 55, even though they were green, because it was skilling up my piercing, and I was trying to get my buffer, and it's pretty good plat. You know, they drop long sword sometimes. If they don't drop a long sword, they drop fine steel. If they don't drop fine steel, they drop a short sword and like a shield or something. So potentially guards can be worth up to like 12 plat, and some of them can only be worth like nothing. So it's like it runs the gambit. But and on average, you're getting probably like 5 to 7 plat a guard at least. And there's 10 guards, and some of them, like half of them, are still giving me experience at 55. So I'm scaling up my piercing, but also kind of like looking for the boat. Like I'm gonna jump on the boat when I see it. And I didn't get this on recording, but every time the boat came, I noticed it like right before it pulled back off. I don't understand why the boat like takes 2 hours to come back. Like if you miss the boat and you sit at the dock and you wait for the boat, you guys know how long it freaking takes. And I know like I might as well get a teleport. I might as well just call Trey on the bat phone and get a teleport. But sometimes I just like doing stuff by myself. So I'm trying to get to the... I want to ride the boat. I don't... It's like you're a rich guy and you want to go to the grocery store. You know, I don't want to... Just because I know I can get a teleport whenever I want and I can pay for a teleport whenever I want, and I want to ride the boat sometimes. Come on. I don't want to be too privileged. But every time I see the stupid boat, it's pulling away. And even one of the times I was running to the dock and it was like a little bit too far, and I like didn't have a levitate on. I like jump in the water and start swimming. I'm like, this is stupid. I might as well go back. So I missed the boat like 3 times, and I keep fighting the guards, Eventually I just sit on the dock. But one of the times somebody stole my guards, and we had a big argument, calling each other names. I end up ignoring the person in the end. I'm not going to say their name yet, but I said soon, people keep doing this stuff to me. I'm going to start saying their names on videos, and I expect everybody out there to have my back and don't do any business with them at all. Not a so, not a res, not a port. Don't sell them nothing. Don't group with them. Don't do nothing. Just like, we got to hold these people accountable. I don't even think that's like a bad thing. Like, that might be against the rules or something. I'm not totally saying to do it. I haven't called out anybody's name yet. I'm just theorizing and telling y'all what I want to do. Not anything I put into action yet. But if I was to tell a GM about what this person did, they would not get in trouble. But we all know that they're being stupid and annoying, and we don't like it. So if there was some way for me to say, hey, this person stole my guards, was being a technically guy, said this and that, was being annoying, and then I could say to y'all, don't deal with that person ever again. Don't let them in your guild. Don't let them in your group. Don't sell to them. Don't sew them. Don't port them. Don't res them. Imagine, like, maybe we can start holding people accountable and getting people to play the game right. Or stop playing it. Like, I don't like those people in the game anyway. This stupid little dwarf woman comes in and just kills all the guards one time when I'm like, so it wasn't even that big of a deal because I was killing Horizon. I was killing like 4 of them, so I wasn't even killing them all. So what happens in reality is I'm killing Horizon, who's the hardest one, and he, he's the hardest one, so stuff pops while I'm fighting him sometimes. Sometimes the other ones are so easy, I just chop them down real quick, but Horizon's kind of hard, so he takes a minute to fight. So I'm fighting Horizon, he's like halfway dead. And then this dwarf just runs in and just kills all the other guards, like every single one of them. She's level 60. Level 60 like dwarf paladin or something. I don't know if it was a paladin. It was level 60 dwarf chick. Comes in there and just slaughters all the guards. And doesn't do a camp check, doesn't say nothing to me. Sees me fighting Horizon after she kills like the last one. And then we have like this argument. I'm like, no camp check, like at all? Like, come on, you're level 60. Like, you don't know how to do a camp check? She's like, well, the guards were up. I'm like, yeah, but I'm sitting here fighting one. I was doing certain ones. Like, it's still like common courtesy to say something to the person that's doing the camp. Well, you can technically only have one outdoor zone mob, so let me know which one you want. I'm like, technically, adjust your glasses. That's so cool. You know this game though. That's not how it actually works, dude. There's 4 bandits standing around a freaking tent. You're not gonna tell a person like, which one do you want? That's a camp right there. Who cares if it's outdoor, indoor? I've never done that in my life, dude. Imagine at Hill Giant, like there's certain camps, right? You just got to know, like Hill Giants, Sea Furies. You can't claim the whole thing, but something like a bandit camp where there's a tent or something like some guards. Like if you go to Felwith, and there's the bridge guards, and then there's the ramp guards, and then there's the guards in the other zone. There's 3 camps there. There's not. You don't get to do. You don't just only do one guard. You know what I mean? That'd be stupid. Nobody would want to play the game if that was the way it worked. So yeah, let me claim this one Eastern Freeport guard, and then you can claim that one Eastern Freeport guard, and then Tom can claim that one, Dick can claim that one, and Harry can claim that one. That's stupid, bro. So what should have happened is she comes into the zone, she backslashes, she sees, oh, there's a 54 or 55 Ogre Shadow Knight here, probably killing the guards. Let me go take a look. And then she would see me fighting Horizon. And then next thing she should do is send me a message saying, hey, I see you're killing Horizon. Are you killing all these other ones too? And then I would say, actually, I'm just killing Horizon, Goman, and this one, and maybe that one. So I'm only killing like the 4 right here. So you can have the rest if you would like. And that's how it would have went. I wouldn't have said like, oh, I got them all. I'm killing them all and letting them all stand there and nobody can kill them except for me. I'm not doing that. I'm sorry like every video is turning into this, but it happens like every time I play the game almost. I'm trying to duck off somewhere where it won't happen. But even doing Eastern Freeport guards, it's happening. So when we have this argument, she does the technically thing about only, always their comeback, because you can only technically claim one outdoor zone, blah, 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 blah. That's so annoying. Nobody cares about that. That's dumb. All right, we found the zone line while I was ranting and raving. Was that the one? Is this the one by the guano harvester? I don't know. I think it's not. I think it's just one of the kobold zone lines. That was kind of my goal on this first exploration of Nagefens Lair, was just to kind of know where all the zone lines were and stuff. We get into a little argument, and I'm like, you should know better. You're level 60. Do a camp check. Where's the camp check? She was said like, well, this and that. Some of the guards were up, so I just started killing them. I'm like, you should know better. You're level 60. Like, what do you think when there's a 54, 55 Ogre Shadow Knight in the zone? You think I'm just like, what do you think I'm doing here? Like, unless I'm waiting for the boat, like, what am I doing here? And like, no camp, then they said something. I'm like, yes or no? Did you do a camp check? And the answer was no, but they didn't want to answer that. And then they said they're technically thinking about the only claiming one outdoor zone thing, and I'm like, technically, you know. That was my response. And I said, pretty much called her a dumb bee, and because they're like arguing with me. They know deep down that they were wrong. You should come into a zone, do a camp check. You don't just assume. It's so weird. Like people, they log into the game, they think I'm gonna do this, and then they just do it. They don't. It doesn't matter if somebody's. I love the whole sitting in a chair analogy that I did. I'm sitting in the Eastern Freeport guard chair, and they just don't even. They just sit in my lap because they're. I'm gonna sit in the Eastern Freeport guard chair. That's what I'm doing. I can't imagine not doing it. So annoying, bro. A level 60 is doing this. A level 60. In Lower Gucket, they were level 55. It's getting crazy. I told them to go back to THJ. I know, I'm sorry. I don't really hate it. I just feel like that's what happened. Some of y'all are arguing with me about that, and you think it's not that. But why all of a sudden is it getting so newbie and like so entitled and selfish in Norath? It's crazy. All right, so this room had like 3. So I was trying not to get like all 3 of them. Forget what this area is called. I think it's called like the pit or something, or the. Let me look it up. I've been trying to look it up for a minute now. Nagefens Lair. Nagefens Lair. I think that's what everybody should call it. The Solus SK, Solus SB, Soul A, Soul B stuff. One's Nagy's lair, one's Soul whatever. Alright, so right now, where are we? Coming from Lava Storm Mountains. If you go left, the first thing you're going to see is Circle Room. 2 is Window Room. I think this is Pool Room, maybe. Pool Room? So we're kind of by the zone lines way in the upper right-hand corner. If you come in the zone and you go left, it kind of heads back towards the way you came. And it's its own little section there. Like, we're in the Kobold section. We're in our, like, own little. It's got a bunch of zone lines to the other Solus-esque. I don't know what level. Like, what would be a good level for people to be doing, like, the Kobolds? It's 40 to 55. Maybe in your 40s would be alright. Let's see what their level range is. NPCs levels. Alright, so you got Raider Kobolds or 32 to 37. They see through hide and invisibility spells. 32 to 37, so that means like 40... 45 might be alright for those. I don't think you should come in here for if you're any lower than level 45 for real. Greater Kobold Shaman's 33 to 37. Solus Kobold is 36 to 38. So they're just kind of on the higher end of that. Solus Kobold Shaman is 36 to 38. We got some name. We got like Kobold Noble is 38. He's an enchanter too. Okay, the Lava Beetles are the next lowest. Those are 38 to 42. Now you're talking about they can be up to level 42, which is good until I don't know, maybe 50 something for sure. 55, 54. So lava beetles were always giving me experience. When I do my little calculation, it's just like whether it's going to give me experience or not. It's not whether it's going to be blue or not. I always cut it in half and then add it to it. So 42 would mean 53 or 63. That's not right, huh? Sonic bats are 38 to 42, just like the lava beetles. So the bats and bugs are from 38 to 42. If you cut, probably go, bats and bugs should get you at least a 55, 56. Kobold Champion's level 39. Death Beetle is 40 to 42. Kobold Priest is 40, which you're going to see here soon. Lava Guardian is 42 to 46. They're in the Freedy area. Solus Kobold King is 42. Lava Duck Crawlers are 43 to 45. Those are pretty tough. Noxious Spider, 43 to 45. Imp Protector, 44 to 48. Stone Spider, 44 to 46. And then you're getting into like Fire Giants, Freedy Lord. Freedy's 50. But mostly for this video, we're interested in the level range of the kobolds, and the greater kobolds are 32 to 37, and the Solus kobolds are 36 to 38, and then the named kobolds are like 38, 39, 40. Cool that we fight like the second hardest kobold in this video. That was cool. The only one that's better is Solus Kobold King. There's like this one little area here where there's 3 names spawn. They just don't drop anything like super good, I don't think. So you got this little area. Well, I'll show it to you in this video, but it's like the 6, 7, 8 on the map. So you got the King Room with Solus Kobold King, who drops Ruined Mithril Bracer and Flesh Ripper, and Targrin the Rock, who drops Code of Zanfidi. Then you have the Priest Room with Kobold Priest, who drops Carnal Pauldrons and Mithril Breastplate. I think Mithril Breastplate might be the best thing that they drop. Then you got the Champion Room with Kobold Champion, who drops Shield of the Slain Unicorn and Painbringer. There's like this spot where there's 3 rooms just back right next to each other with those 3 in there. That's what we're heading towards, kinda. We went towards like the upper. If you look at the map, I don't know if that's northeast is where we're at right now, like near A, B, 2, and 1. I think we're by 1 right now. We explored that area, and then we start heading down to like 3, 6, 7, 8. And then eventually make it to bats and bugs and stuff. Woo! I just hit my PS5 with my elbow. That's not cool. Hopefully this isn't zoomed in or like has weird audio or something dumb. Looks good to me. We're kind of just, chilling. I don't think we really got in like too much danger. We had 2 at some times, but they're just green kobolds. Just giving you a nice little... Got the new duo name of Big Boy and Bearded Baby, or Baby Beard. Whatever your beard. What did I say? Big Boy and... Baby Beard? Big Boy and Beard Baby. Big Boy and Beard Baby. It's not Baby Beard or Bearded Baby, it's Beard Baby. Big Boy and Beard Baby. Big Boy, Beard Baby. Ba-ba-ba-ba-ba. Ba-ba-ba-ba-ba-ba-ran. Big Boy and Beard Baby. So, that's what's coming for y'all. We got the bats and the bugs coming next. Then we have the lava duck crawlers with the crazy monk. That'll be the video after that. That's what's recorded anyway. I forgot to finish my story about what I'm doing right now. Finally, after fighting with the little stupid gnome, little stupid dwarf paladin girl, stealing my guards, and then waiting for the boat, missing the boat 3 times, skilling up my piercing, getting a little bit of a buffer in 55. Eventually, I just sit on the dock and I wait for the stupid boat. And the boat, I was saying, takes 2 hours if you miss it to come back. But when it docks, it's there for 15 seconds. It's so annoying. The boat should dock for like an entire... It probably does dock for longer, but it feels like it. It's all about feel and etiquette. It's not about rules and technicalities. It feels like the boat is gone for 2 freaking hours and then it docks for 15 seconds. But it's probably more like it's gone for 45 minutes and it docks for a minute. But what's up with that, bro? I think the boat should sit there for at least 2 minutes. If it's gonna be gone for that long, come on. And you'll tell me in the comments that it actually does sit there for 2 minutes. Well, whatever. Whatever it sits there for, it should double. You know? And however long the boat takes, it should go twice as fast. That's one thing in the game I'm not like super big fan of, is like the boats taking so freaking long. Speed it up, Turbo, you know what I mean? Like put some turbo on there, some NOS on there or something. Hit that button. Fat and the Furious. Let's go. Trey was like, I would have gave you a teleport if you needed it. I'm like, eh. Alright, yeah, this is the pool room, so that's the pool. Tiny little hot tub that they get naked and hang out in and drink their brewskis and have chicks over. They got their cool, like, little carpets, little bear carpet with stuff painted on the wall. Yeah, we were just looking for all the zone lines at first. That's all I was doing. Like, that's what I was doing. Slow and meticulous, going back and forth, going in a circle over here. But eventually, we get to the cool, like, named area of the kobolds. They're still giving experience. Not, like, horrible. We were getting experience from every, like, third kobold, I think. Something like that. First time with the Crystalline Cloak on video, I think. Maybe, maybe not. Because sometimes I fire up a video when I want to rant, and I just start... It's out of order a little bit. But for the future... What do we do recently? So it was Ghoul Lord Part 1, Ghoul Lord Part 2, me ranting about camp etiquette on a couple of videos where I was fighting guards or something. But yeah, the guards ended up greening out at 55. The Northern Row guards, all 3 of them are green now, and Horizon's green. Every Freeport guard is green now. That's worth fighting. So I decided to get on the boat and go to Butcher Block. And I've never fought the dock guards there. Does anybody, let me know in the comments, if anybody's still listening right now and you want to help me out. Where at the dock do you fight, where at the dock in Butcher Block do people fight the dwarf guards? Is it the 2 standing outside of the entrance to the dock? Is that the 2? I'm always afraid something's going to be a super cop. You know, like the ones that resist and have tons of HP and you can't really fight them for real. Like, it's almost like fighting a merchant. It's not worth it. Like, I've had my 60 Necromancer fight a blue super cop and, like, get destroyed before. So I just don't want that ever to happen. So I have this, like, phobia of when I'm learning a new guard camp of, like, the super cop guards and knowing which one is which ones I'm supposed to be fighting and which one I'm supposed to, like, not touch. So, like, it's not... It's like, is it the 2 guards standing right outside of the entrance to the dock? If it is, it was open. I could have done it when I first came over off the boat. But I always thought it was, like, nearer to the docks, like, in that area of the dock that people fought stuff. But if it's, like, right outside of the dock area and it's the 2 standing there guarding the docks, then I could probably do that. And then, like, what about the ones standing right outside of Caledon? Those are probably super cops, right? Because that's usually how it goes. And then, like, which guards do you fight in Caledon? I've never been in there. I've been in there, like, once or twice. I remember going to... Kabilis, and I couldn't find a single guard to fight. Like, they were all super cops. And it's probably not true. There's probably some you can fight, but it's hard to figure out sometimes. But yeah, right now, all I really want to know is, like, is that the right guards to be fighting at the dock? Is the 2 standing outside of the entrance, or are they somewhere else and they were just down and somebody was killing them? Then, like, everyone sitting outside the hut, I know you can kill most of those. Like, usually the ones I kill are by the Druid Rings, and you, like, head from the Druid Rings towards Greater Fae, and, like, you hit the path, and there's that hut. There's Nizzle in the hut. Those are, like, the 2 I usually fight. Then on your way back from Nizzle's hut to Caledon, like, all the guards outside of any hut you see along the path, you can kill those, too. Like, I know all that part. Like, I know most of the hut guards you can kill. A lot of them are green, though, now. And then, so I end up going through Butcher Block. I don't really kill anything there. I go to Kelethin, and I'm trying to, I want to see, like, can I do the same thing my Necro does up with the Wood Elves? Actually, I go to Felwith first. Check that out. There's a Necro there. He was real short with me. I was like, hey, bro, I cheered at him because he's killing the bridge guards. And then I just say, hey, are the ramps open? He just says, don't know. I'm like, cool. Thanks, buddy. See you later. I think it's a dude I don't really like or something. feel like this Necro has been at the High Elf Guard since 1942. Like, he's been there forever. And I think he's one that I don't like for once. Like, I love Necros. They're my favorite. But this guy, I think, was an a-hole. I can't remember for sure. He's just like, dunno. It's one word answer. Thanks, buddy. So I go up to the ramps, and they are there. Nobody's there. And I start looking around a little bit. And I'm like, how am I going to fight these for real? Like, as my Shadow Knight. As my Necro, I would just root rot them around a corner because they full heal and all that. Cast spells and root. I'm like, as my Shadow Knight, what the hell am I going to do, like, to fight these guards? Like, I'd probably have to do the bridge guards. I probably can't do the ramp guards. Because if I do, like, fear kiting, I'd be afraid they would, like, jump off the bridge. And, I mean, maybe in the hallways I could fear kite them. But I was just too nervous about it, so I just left. I left and I went to Kelethin. I got bound at the Wizard Spires. That was one thing I was looking up for a minute. I was like, dude, where do I bind? Like, what do you think? Like, I know I can't bind in like a city, or I can't bind just anywhere I want. I can't bind at the Druid Rings and Butcher Block. That'd be the spot I kind of want to bind. But as a Shadow Knight ogre, it sucks to be in Fadework. There's nowhere you can sell except for there's nowhere to buy food and drink. You have to like have other people buy it for you. It's like, where do you bind at? Like, where do you bank? Where do you sell? Now there's the Druid Rings out of like Steamfont and Butcher Block Druid Rings you can sell there. So that's like not that bad, but they don't have food or drink. And then where are you gonna bank? And people will say like, well, Feign Death Bank here or there. It's like not as easy as you would think. It don't always work. I think I can maybe bank in Kelethin. I haven't tried it yet. But it's a whole thing. I was looking up like where should I bind in Fadework? And like there is no good answer. So I just decided if I can bind anywhere I want in Greater Fae, since it's kind of like a city, I'll just bind at the Wizard Spires there. So I was running down the path towards Felwith, and there was like a wizard standing at the Wizard Spires. I'm like, hey dude, can I get a bind? And they bound me at the Wizard Spires there. Which is a good choice because I've since died. And had to, like, I would have been in Agok if I didn't get a bind. So luckily I got a bind eventually, before I did any fighting. So then I went to Felwith, did that. Dude was at the bridge. Dunno. Went to the ramps, looked around, decided I didn't want to fight there because I'd have to fear kite, and I thought it'd be kind of weird. I went up on Kelethin, and I go up on the treetop platforms, and the problem with that is like I'm probably gonna do that as my next video, is like show Thuggish up on killing Wood Elf guards. But the problem with that though is Captain Silverwind and Lieutenant Leafstalker. They're pretty tough. It takes everything I got to fight one of the. Especially, I don't even know if I could kill Leafstalker right now, but Captain Silverwind is like one level lower than Leafstalker, and it takes everything I got to kill him. Like it's always a real close fight, and if you don't kill him, he's roaming around like all the other guards. So if you try to fight the other guards, he could pop up through the floor like the Undertaker and join the fight. So that happened one time, and I had to hoof it to the zone, which is I'm glad I got Levitate now because I can just run off the platform towards the zone line, and like I usually get to snare them before, and then I'm levitating, running off the platform. They're snared, like I make it out of there. It's never like when you have a fight like with 2-3 enemies and you know you can't win it. I feel like that's way better than a one-on-one fight where it's super close and you think you can win, because that's when you die. You don't die when you get like an ad and you know it's like not worth. You run immediately and you make it usually. The times I die is when it's like a one-on-one fight and it's super close. And I feel like I can pull it off. Like I can get the victory here. But you never do. I swear this game just makes it. If it's a close fight, you lose. Unless you use like Harm Touch or something. But the one time I didn't have Harm Touch up. The other times is when that happens, usually it's because I start the fight when I shouldn't have, like with 80% HP, or I don't have all my buffs on, or... still looking around here. I was going to cut this, I don't know when here. We're 111 through the footage, as y'all can see, and there's 137 left. So I was trying to get like halfway through it at least. Might end it when we kill the Kobold Priest, because the Kobold Priest, that'd be a good finale. It's named, it's level 40, it's blue, it has other stuff with it. I don't think we've done that yet. Alright, the window room, we're coming back this way. So we've kind of explored this whole section, and now we're heading back to go to the other section with the named. Yeah, I've been learning about snap aggro a little bit. When I grouped with that monk, I'll probably talk about it more in that video, but like Heart Flutter's pretty good at doing snap aggro. Like anytime I cast that on an enemy, it hates my guts and like it gives me aggro. And then Snare is pretty good. And then like my Vortex, like my Tornado debuffs are pretty good and fast. So if I ever need like aggro immediately and taunts down, I think the Tornado spells are like the best because they're fast and they grab aggro pretty good. Disease Cloud wasn't really grabbing aggro. I had that on and I was trying that. It wasn't grabbing it as good as like Heart Flutter or Shadow Vortex or like a Snare. I was kind of keeping up with this crazy monk too. Like he was definitely out damaging me, but I was keeping the aggro on me like 75% of the time, which I thought was pretty good. Last time, maybe not the last time you see me use the Ebon Mace, but yeah, I'm gonna be using the Narandi's Lance quite a bit going forward. So get your last looks in of the mace flying out of the right-hand corner. I might do one sword, sword and board, club and board again, maybe. But right now I'm about that Narandi's Lance, so. Alright, so we're just, it's a window room, we're backtracking, stuff respawned, so we're heading back the way we came. But I'm gonna Kelethan Guard, so what I have to do is I have to kill Captain Silverwind if I want to kill any other guards. Now I could probably find a spot somewhere. I'm always nervous up there because some of the guild leaders can run out and clothesline your head off. I know one spot where that happens. It's by the POD lift. If you head towards the Orc lift from the POD lift, there's like I don't know if it's a Ranger guild or Druid guild or something like that. And there's like 2 NPCs standing outside of this building. And if you fight a guard too close to that building, they just run out there and smash your face in. They're level 60 or something. 60. At least 60. They destroyed my Necro before. I learned my lesson not to go over there. But Silverwind spawns on his own platform, but then he'll walk and just mingle with all the other guards that way. And then Leafstalker kind of mingles with the other half of the guards. I'm sure there's like little tiny, like if you go way far on one side or way far on the other side, you could probably find a guard to pick on where Silverwind or Leafstalker don't come. But sometimes they go on the ground and they're like walking under and you don't really know, you can't see them, and then they pop up onto your platform and just start joining the fight. So it's not something I recommend. I don't want a million people doing Kelethan guards, but if you can, it's nice if you can figure it out. But some people actually take them from platforms out into they'll like pull them down to the ground and then they'll like kite them, like wizards and stuff. I've seen that before, and that's probably something I should try. Is like bringing them down to the ground and like fear kiting them. But it's always such a hassle to like put on. My pet would have to I would have to gather shadows to get back up there. My pet would die every time. I would have to not use a pet. I don't know. It always seems like such a hassle to pull them down off the platforms. Yeah, what am I saying here? Wonder if people go through this zone to get there instead. I've never been to either one. Medding a sec, hopefully going towards experience next. See, I wasn't sure. Do they go through the lower level dungeon to get to the higher level dungeon so they're closer to like what they're wanting to do? Or do they always go through that front entrance and just go straight and go through the crusher block? I think that's the latter. I don't think people would want to be going through the other dungeon just to get closer to like Guano Harvester. Alright, where are we at now? Where are we at? Back at the pool room? We at the window room? We at the circle? Jerk? Yeah, like after all the Nagefens Lair stuff, I'll probably show Kelethan guards on my Shadow Knight. And then I don't know, I might try all the guards there, like do the Dwarf guards, do the Wood Elf guards, do the if I can ever get the High Elf guards on the bridge. I could go to the other zone, maybe fight those ones. Like fear kite them by the zone line or something. I just always root rotted the Felwith guards, so I mean I've definitely fear kited them, but it was like the bridge guards. I've never fear kited any of the other ones. Always root rotted the other ones. And then same with the Kelethan guards. I always root rot them with my Necro. So it's like a new experience for me. I'm like one-on-one face tanking this Captain Silverwind. And I was really actually kind of proud of myself for being able to even do it. So I want to show it on video. It's kind of like boring a little bit because I kill him, but it takes everything I got. So then I got to sit there forever. And I might be able to kill like one other guard before he repops. It's a 24-minute timer. Kind of worth it though because he's like high level. I forget what level he is, but you can kill him all the way to 60. Like that's how high level he is. And he doesn't even green until like 59 or 58 or something crazy. Like my Necro can kill Silverwind and Leafstalker right now and get experience at level 60. And some of the other guards too. Noon Shadow or whatever, and Moon Blaze and Oak Willow. It's one of my favorite camps. Probably is my favorite Kelethan because nobody does it. You get 11 plat longsword every time. You can go all the way to 60. People are like, noobs are running around up there and they think it's weird to see an ogre or a pile of bones up there. This doesn't happen very often. That's another thing. I was in Greater Fae killing Silverwind, and people were obviously power leveling out there like on Orc Hill. There was this level 60, 2 level 60s like power leveling like a group of 4. Like so annoying, dude. We don't need more noobs. Like, I want more people to play the game, but I just want them to play it right. You're doing us a disservice, everybody. If you're power leveling your buddy, you're doing a disservice. Why don't you stop being lazy and start over with your buddy instead of power leveling them up to your level? Like, it's so annoying and lazy to just power level your buddy. I know if it's between like them not playing at all though, like I understand. I get it. You want your buddy to play. They were playing THJ, they were playing WoW, they were playing something else, whatever it may be. Those are just my favorite examples of what they were probably playing. The Hero's Journey or World of Warcraft. You know, here THJ shuts down. You're like, hey, come back to P99, or hey, come check out P99 with me. I'm done playing. THJ went down, so I'm gonna go back to P99 green. You're my buddy on THJ. Come back with me. Oh, I don't have a character on there. I just played the God mode game. I've never played anything else. And you're like, well, I'll just power level you, and then we can fight together. So you power level this person, and now they're terrible at the game and don't know any of the etiquette or anything like that. And they're just running around Lower Guck, running around Eastern Freeport. Just, I'm gonna do this! And they just freaking do it without doing a camp check or a backslash. You're like, screwing it up for everybody else. That's called being selfish. You want your buddy to be your level so you guys can fight together. But now you're setting him loose on the rest of the world, and he doesn't know what he's doing. So at least explain etiquette. If you're a person that loves to power level, though, you probably don't have the right etiquette anyway. So you probably have, that's why you didn't teach them the right etiquette, because you think power leveling is okay. I think in very specific instances it's like okay, but don't you want them to like learn and know how to play their character so you can have more fun later? It's more of like an impatience thing. You just want them to be the same level as you so you guys can fight together. Well, you start over then, dummy. I don't care if you're level 50 druid or a level 60 cleric or whatever you are. Like, you start over then with your friend. It's not that bad. It's actually kind of fun. Play a different race that you haven't played in a while. Go do an area you haven't been to in a while. Do different dungeons this time. Instead of soloing, be in groups. Instead of doing this side of the world, do that side of the world. Why do you gotta, like, power level this idiot so you can play every once in a while with them? And set them loose upon the world. And then give them all this awesome gear and stuff. And now we don't know. Like, we see this awesome, oh, wow, look at this guy. He's got this and that, and he's this level. Used to be able, you could tell, like, okay, this guy's probably pretty good or whatever. Nowadays, it's kind of like Gems of War. We have all these XP boosters now and stuff, and like lots of VOD events, so people can get to like level 1000 super quick. And now you can't tell anymore. Like, used to be, if you get to level 1000, you're probably decent at the game, and like higher level guilds would let you in the guild based on being level 1000 and stuff like that. But now with all the XP boosters and like how much, like, people can get to level 1000 so fast that you almost have to cut their level in half to really see how good they are at the game or whatever. Like, if people, I could be level 1000 in like a couple of months instead of, it used to take a couple of years. So I think that's happening on P99 green right now, is people are, I don't know for sure, this is my theory, like people that were playing something similar to the hero's journey are now back, and they're getting on their level 50-something characters that they were playing a year or two ago, and they met people on the hero's journey, or their friend played the hero's journey, and they're like, well, now that you can't play that, why don't you come play this with me? And now they're power leveling and giving a bunch of good equipment to these people, and now when you're not on, or even when you are on, you guys are running around, just no camp etiquette, don't know how to play EverQuest, just killing people's stuff, just stealing camps, stealing kills, bringing up the rule book and reading it to them. Sucks, bro. I'm about to go to the red server, I swear. I want to kill these people, honestly. I'd love to kill them. If you come steal my guards in Eastern Freeport, I would love to just harm touch you and snare you and fear you. And then beat on the back of your head with stick my lance up between your buns. That'd be great. And you probably suck at the game, so you have all this awesome gear and you're this level, but you get destroyed because, I'm not even saying that I'm that good at the game, but if a person just didn't play and they got power leveled and they're handheld the whole time, you think they're going to beat me? And I'm just like average? But what am I going to do after all that stuff? I think this is the room. Okay, so there's this left way, and then there's a secret wall right in front of me with that painting on it. So you can go through that, and then there's the way to the right. So that's 3 different named camps for the kobolds. I don't know, the one down the middle is the priest. And then the left and the right is like the champion and the king or something like that. So I didn't see like the champion or the king up. I can't really tell though, because I can't go all the way in there. You got those right there. That's either the champion or the king room. Those are the placeholders. I wish I would have like killed them all and shown you the whole thing, but we were trying to get to some experience after all this time. We had been playing for an hour and a half at this point and barely got any experience, so I thought this area was cool. I did get them. Oh, it is the priest. Never mind, the priest is to the left, huh? Or no, it's down the middle. Down the middle. Alright, so we got a kobold priest, a soulless kobold shaman. Those are 2 of the highest level kobolds. They're probably blue. So I am killing the kobold shaman at the moment. We're destroying it. We wrecked that kobold shaman, huh? Did I harm touch or something? I didn't really pay attention. Alright, now we got the kobold priest, which is the 2nd highest level kobold in the zone. It's a named. I said this is a named. It's pretty tough. I think we're really good to go, though. We were never, like, down. I don't have any buffs on or anything. I don't have my pet out. But we were chilling with these kobolds. We didn't have any super dangerous fights. We had a couple fights where we got 2 or 3, but as expected, and then mostly being green, we were fine. Main thing was like, this was probably the hardest fight, and then me ducking down the whole freaking time was annoying. Not knowing where I was going, and oh, it's green to him. I think it's blue to me, green to him. Doing some Shadow Knight business, baby. Got a cleric in my back pocket. Big boy and beard baby. Killing the kobold priest. I don't know if Trey likes that name or not. He laughed at it when I told him about it. Would you want to be called a beard baby? I probably wouldn't mind. Big boy isn't too creative, but it's like the bees. Just sounds good. It's like a hot chick whispering into a mic for you or something. So whatever that is. Oh, he got feared. Beard baby got feared. Big boy still standing there. About to kill the kobold priest. Ooh. Got party experience. Let's go. We killed a named. It's probably going to be the finale. Let's kill this kobold shaman pet. Go to 130 exactly. That way I know where to pick up for part 2. Or whatever. I might not even call it part 2. I might just call it Bats and Bugs. This is Kobolds, our first trip in. And hey, he's talking about how it was green, but then it feared him. I thought that was funny. Isn't it dumb, though? How can a green... The level 49 ice commed me into the rafters and killed me in the last video, and now a green is fearing Beard Baby. We got Carnal Pauldron, so AC 9, Dex 7, Mana 15, Warrior, Cleric, Paladin, Shadow Knight, Bard, but it's no drop. And then a Fine Steel Greatstaff. So like I was saying, the Kobolds drop decent stuff, like Bronze and Fine Steel and whatnot, but the rest of the zone, like all the bugs and bats and crap, don't really drop anything too good, so... Might be worth it to run through like the kobolds with my necro. I've been thinking about doing something like that, like going to a lower level dungeon and just if nobody's there, like I'm not gonna be a jerkwad like everybody else, but if I happen to go to Najina and nobody's there, then I'll just run over the whole zone and like see how much plat I can make. There's always better options though, that's why I don't do that. I'd rather just go to Kelethan Guards or Felwith Guards or Hill Giants or Droga or something like that. One thing I did look up recently was the Othmirs and Cobalt Scars. Supposedly those are pretty good plat, but they're kind of hard. And it's more for like druids and wizards to like kite. I don't know. Sometimes I don't even really talk about the footage on the screen. I just whatever's on my mind. Been playing a lot more lately, y'all. Especially dad camping. Somebody asked me to make a video about like how to dad camp. I think I've done that before, but I don't mind. I could do it again. I have a couple ideas, you know, but a lot of guard killing probably coming up. As far as the duo goes, I got a lot of footage right now, and I think we're not duoing this weekend because of the chatathon, and I don't think Trey can duo at our normal time anyway, so we might take like a weekend off, or just do something we've already done before if we do play. So I don't really have any ideas at the moment, but let me know where you guys want to see our duo go. Where was I thinking? Maybe like Dreadlands, Carnor's Castle. I really want to go to like, I haven't ever been to the Hole or Howling Stones or Sibelius. So something like that probably. Maybe go back and try Geonids again, Awakening Lands, now that we're leveled up a little bit with a little bit better gear. I don't know. Y'all let me know what you want to see. We've seen Nagefens Lair now. At least I have the footage and I'll put it out. But I have no ideas after that, for real. Nagefens Lair was my idea, and we did it. So. But yeah, I'm going to cut it there, y'all. Like, share, subscribe, consider joining. It helps a lot to get about the channel comment below. And I'll see y'all next time, which is going to be probably Sunday. Probably Bats and Bugs, but we shall see. All right, have a good one. You're the best. Don't forget to subscribe, man. I'm trying to get to 8.5. If you want to help me out, keep the channel going, do a super thanks. Join up, become a member. You'll get emojis and badges and whatnot, and a shout out. Man, I need the help this month. We're way behind, and there's kind of a bare minimum we got to keep up to keep the channel going, and it's not even that much, but we're so behind this month, I'm kind of nervous. So if anybody wants to throw me something, I'd really appreciate it. Super needed. What are these anyway? Like mice on the wall, or what is that? But I'll see y'all. Have a good one. You're the best. Peace out. Pause up in the video.